Hi everyone, my name's Richard. I thought I'd make this quick video for you to help those of you that are interested in saving Sheffield street trees in order to give us a bigger voice, to make us more influential, mainly in the world of social media, but social media is linked into the real world. So I was thinking, if we're in a position to be able to get the message out more clearly to the people that perhaps don't know what's going on, then that's going to bring more people to the group. It's going to make our voice louder. It's going to make it more likely that we'll be able to achieve our goals. So what I was thinking was that I'd show people how to make a before and after picture. Now, so far, thousands of trees have been chopped down. That means that there used to be great big beautiful trees all over the city that have since disappeared, been left with stumps with gaping holes on our own streets, and we're pissed off really, and we want to do something about it. I was thinking the best way of doing that would be to show people a before and after. So I know that some people aren't very technologically minded. I'm not myself, to be honest, but I've learned as I've gone along, and I've got a fairly quick process. Maybe it takes 5 minutes for you to be able to knock together something that you could share on the STAG group, share on your own Facebook page, on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you are. It's a way of putting that image out there that instantly conveys what the situation is. Now, I'm recording this video in the Virgin Bank, and it's one of them modern banks. So there's a pool table over there, and kids and music, and it's got free Wi-Fi, more importantly. So excuse any background noises. I'll try and minimise it as much as possible. So what I wanted to do was start off with the images. Now, I've very kindly been sent by Brian a couple of before and after pictures, and the first one here, the before, is just here. Beautiful. So, to take this picture, click on Options, Download, and let's put it in just here. Oops, not there. Let's put it in Save Pictures. Alright, like I said, I'm not the most technological person in the world. Okay, so I've created a folder on my desktop called Tree Pictures. I've got the before picture, that's in there. So if we now go back to the after picture, Options, Download, After. What we can do now is go to a website called Pixlr. That's pixlr.com/editor. I'll put a link to this in the video. It's a free online tool. It's a little bit like a basic version of Photoshop, so you can put pictures in, you can move them around, you can tweak and change them. It's completely free to use, it's fairly straightforward. What we're going to do is open an image from the computer, and we'll go for the before picture first. And if we make this zoom out a little, using that slider just there, and if we make this double the width, so down here it tells you the height and width, so if we make it about 4,000 across, to do that we go up to canvas size, we could do it just here, excuse the screaming child, no. Oh, I was doing that on that height. It's width. So instead of it being 1,500, let's make that 3,000. Okay. So we've got before there. Then we'll click on Layer. Then it's Open Images Layer, which is this one just here, and then the after one's just there. And if we click on this button just here, we can move it. So if we leave a little bit of a gap, just so we can make it nice and clear that there's a separation between the two. And then if we click on the A just there, and then click up here, just drag that over there, and make that white by dragging up to that and clicking OK. Make it bigger. Let's try about, right, you can just see there, if it's 80, it's that big, so we can make it, it's not particularly big. Let me see if I can change. Right, change that to bold. Move that over. I think we can make it bigger by grabbing hold of it and okay, so I just realised that the reason the word before was so small is because the image is so big. The images that have been sent through are actually fairly chunky. So what we can do is make this overall size smaller, which is going to be good for uploading as well, because it's going to be a smaller file. It's going to be more manageable by social media. So if we take the image and click on image size, we can change that 3000 to 1500, and you see, because this box is ticked, it automatically changes the height, so it'll just shrink it down. We can zoom into it using this, so it's a bit more manageable, and then do the same thing again as you did before. So you click the A, click there, and that's much better. So if we change that to white so we can see it, put it in the center, and nice and bold. And then the same again over this side. Again, make that bold, and click OK. So there we have it before and after. What we can do also is put down here a little bit more content. Now, hashtags have been discussed on the STAG group, and while putting them into an actual post on Facebook, writing it out in the comments isn't actually that helpful. In fact, it can be a bit damaging sometimes to how the image is, how the post is perceived and how it's shared by Facebook. What you can do is put those hashtags into the image. So what we can do is write save Sheffield Trees, make that white by dragging this up to here. Okay, let's move that out of the way and have a look how that looks. Right, okay. So let me think. If we make that smaller, and put it just down there like that, yeah, that looks alright, I reckon. So we click OK, and then we want to save this image. So click on File, Save, and take the quality up, and click OK. Before and after. Okay, so now we've saved that image to the hard drive. If we go to STAG, write post, add photo or video, upload, before and after, Okay, so there's the words written, image is added, and all we need to do now is post. And there we have it. I think that speaks a thousand words, as the saying goes. It really conveys everything that we're all about. There's definitely a big difference between those two images, and it's heartbreaking to see what we've been left with. But hopefully if we all do something, even if it's just a little something, even if it's just taking 5 minutes to use a free online website and a couple of pictures, then it could make a big difference. One thing I did want to mention, not everybody has before and after pictures. It's going to be fairly easy to get an after picture. You might not have known that your tree was going to disappear until you had something like this stump right here. So what do you do about getting a before picture? Well, luckily, Google's got the answer. If you go to Google Maps and type in your address or the address of where the tree was, then they quite helpfully have got a fantastic picture of that tree, or the tree that's most special to you. So what you can do is, if you get the map into just the right position, I think we need to be back a little bit more. Let's just go over here and we'll turn this round. There we go. So we've got a pretty good picture there. If we click hide imagery, you get more of the screen. And if you press Alt, that's ALT on your keyboard, and in the top right hand corner usually there's a button that says print screen. Well, technically it says PRT-SC on mine, but it's print screen. So if you hold down Control, then press print screen, and then go to a free program like Paint, which most Windows computers have. Type it into the search bar, brings up Paint, then press Control, CTRL, and V, that pastes the image. So what you can then do is begin to resize this. So if we just drag and hold down the mouse button, we can move the image round, and then if we click crop, let me see if we can zoom out of this a bit. Right, just down here in the bottom right hand corner, just off the screen, so you can't quite see it, there's a little plus and minus button with a blue slider. If you click on the minus button, it takes it down to 50% the size it was before. And if you then click crop, and if we hold down the mouse button, drag and move it over to about there, and oh, hang on. Okay, so we've selected that area, click crop, it leaves us with that image that's perfect. So we then click File, Save, and Desktop, and Tree Pictures, before one. Okay, so there we have it, we've got that source image of the tree as it used to be. So if we don't have a before picture, you can find one. Go on Google, type in the address, copy, print, crop, save, and then go through the process that I just described with Pixlr, and there you have it. If you've got any questions about any of this, just drop me a line through STAG, or you can get in touch with me through my email address, which is spikeyrich, that's SPIKEYRICH @gmail.com. I hope this helps.